Oh, snap. Wow. That's a breakout. Hey, Nighthawk Justin, guys. How you doing? Sorry I'm here a little late today. I always get up and run in here. A couple of days, as you can see. Not always right on time. All right, so let's discuss yesterday. Interesting day yesterday. Interesting day yesterday. My eyes aren't even focused on the screen yet. Ford doing a diamond pattern on the weekly. Let's go look at that. Um, about this real quick, though, that's a lot of volume yesterday. Um, at the end of the day, though, we didn't like falter off. We actually rallied a little bit, so there's some distribution, but they're so far they're not interested in really killing this market yet. We'll see what happens, but let's get the Ford diamond pattern on the weekly. Like that. Come on, click mouse, click. I don't think so. No, it's a little too obscure. A little too obscure. If that is the case, then what you would have is that as your trend line. And either way, I guess you could probably try to use that as an entry if you're interested, although I don't know why you'd be too interested in Ford. It's been in a multi-year downtrend. I mean, multi-year downtrend. Highs up at 38. It's at 8. Got down to 1 during the crisis for obvious reasons. And then up to 18, back down to 8. So, oh, I can't. I thought I could zoom out. I can't zoom out. So there's 1, which you can't see on the chart really. And there's 8. So we've undercut this low here. We're coming up to this low at 6 and change. Looks like 6 has been a little bit of support, except for those 2.5 right there. Yeah, I don't know what I do here, Nighthawk. Probably nothing. I would probably do nothing at this stage of the game with Ford. I would really want them to break a level. They haven't broken anything yet to the upside. Are we done bouncing? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I don't really think we're done bouncing. We went down for 3 months. We went up for 2 months. Or is that 1 month? A little over 1 month. So we dropped here for 84 days. We're going up for 44 days. So, 50% time bounce. I don't know. A little weird. Yeah, maybe the time means nothing. We did fail the 200-day moving average, though, although I think everybody was expecting resistance there. And they got resistance there. So I don't think it's necessarily a game changer. Percentage cash. I don't have much cash left, Justin. Not a lot at all, as a matter of fact. I don't have an exact ratio for you, but I'm still invested. I haven't changed my positions at all. Speaking of which, let's go through our list here. UBNT, IBD said they were on the verge of a breakout. They had earnings, and obviously they broke out. Look at that. That's a tremendous move for Ubiquiti Networks. Pretty elevated to get involved at this stage of the game. I'm sure you're aware of that. So I don't know if I do anything. What were the results of said earnings? Oh, they blew it out pretty good, about 30%, almost 25 or so percent. Not bad there. On UBNT, Amrin, looks like I actually don't mind this pattern right here whatsoever. That looks pretty nice. Looks like a nice bull flag, pennant, whatever you want to call it. The volume signatures aren't too bad. at all. If you draw it out like that, you got a little bit of room to the upside here. If you draw that as your pattern, which you probably should, it doesn't really look like it's going to break out right now, but it looks like most of these have been support bars. That's a support bar. That's a support bar. That first one, not really a support bar, but it's the lowest red, it's the third bar with the lowest red volume. So the selling looks like it exhausted itself there. And then you see the support and support. So AMRN looking pretty good. Looking pretty good overall. So 16 back to a high of 23 is a very good percentage. You're talking 37, 38%. Pretty cool. Hold on a second. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, Lily up. I was going to get to Lily as I was coming down here. So AMRN, this is looking really nice. Pretty much ignoring the market. CRISPR, see our big downtrend line. Still hasn't crossed the downtrend line. Snap, always with the Snap questions. Actually, we haven't talked about Snap in a while. I'm joking. Oh yeah, look at that nice bounce on earnings. They lost less money. They'll be profitable at some point. It definitely looks a little healthier now with the volume that's stepped in. Yes, James.
I want to go to school.
You want to go to school today? Okay, get your.
With my old backpack.
Okay, get your stuff.
And I already did. What
get your clothes. You have to get dressed. Go.
Dad.
Go. I'm doing Power Hour.
Just one more question.
What?
Why is the old tablet up there?
I decided to put it there. Looks like the NASDAQ reversed a little bit here this morning. So in terms of this pullback where we could get on the NASDAQ, a test of the 50-day would be, not out of the ordinary at all, pretty normalized. And I don't think it would really destroy the bull market at all. I think if it holds nicely at the 50-day, that'd be really great. When an index holds a 50-day, that's super healthy. We held it here during this consolidation, so we'll see if we can do it again. In terms of the Snap entry, sorry, let me get back to that. I like the volume here better. I think some insiders had some insider information, and they took advantage of that gap up, and they probably sold out with that whatever profit, 20% profit in a day. So I'm not super against it with the volume signature that we have here. It looks much better than this volume and price signature action. Now we have almost not really inverted head and shoulders, but if you wanted to call it one, shoulder, head, shoulder. So at least there's a reversal pattern. At least there's some increase in volume to the upside, and a better earnings. You can see the earnings are sequentially getting better. -17, -14, -12, -4. Maybe they're finding profitability within this company. We'll have to see, but it's got a long way to go to IPO from 8 to 30. That would be that's a long road ahead. Long road ahead. But if they're profitable, if they become profitable, they could probably do it. Although I believe Facebook's still killing social media. So we'll have to see how all these competitors do. Okay. iRobot. So iRobot with a big up yesterday, and then we came down a little bit. Let's see if they. No, they did end up going lower than the low of the day when we were talking. Right there was the low of the day. I thought it looked a little lower. Ended up spiking lower. Very mixed volume signature here. And now they're going higher on very low, pretty low volume. Probably would expect this to sell off at some point. See, prior to earnings, volume was much lower. So that's actually slightly elevated volume for iRobot. So I'm actually not too mad at that at all. Even with the sell-off yesterday, that was on lower volume. Most of the volume came in at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, which is normal. And if you notice, there wasn't a ton of massive distribution during those time frames. There was some here, obviously. It was a nice gap. So they brought it down, bought it all the way back up, and then came here, probably brought it up, sold it off, and brought it back up again, then continued selling off. So there's no way to please you. Sometimes there's not. Well, sometimes it's not a clear picture in terms of if it's bullish or bearish. This one's pretty mixed. On both of those candles, there was some selling. Yeah, it's a pretty mixed picture right there. So this turns out to be not so low volume. This one turns out to be higher volume. If you take, that's what I was saying. I looked at this previous day to see what the trend was before, and the volume you can see here is like 6,000, 7,000. Over here, it's obviously higher than that. You're looking at 30,000, 20,000. So this is higher volume than on an average day. But they still did distribute it up here. So I'm not super mad at it. Excuse me. Yeah, when you jump into a trade, I think you want your premise to be, hey, I'm going to make money and it's going to be profitable fairly quickly. It doesn't have to be immediate, but you don't want this to drag on for months and months and months, at least in terms of if you're a swing trader. So, holding a level, like in this situation, I think like this gap down here at 95, I think holding that gap would be bullish. And if it breaks it, then you're in for a much longer consolidation period. Hold on a sec. All right. All right, TTMI, let's take a look at that. So that's doing about 3% today. Nothing major difference out of everything. They had earnings, gap down, and came back pretty good. Looks like they beat by 3 cents. And going up here today, volume's a little bit light. We'll see what see what happens with that today. Eli Lilly up 2.5%. See if there's any news for that. There's got to be news for that. To divest 80% animal health stake. So they're selling something. So whatever this Elanco Animal Health is, they're getting rid of that stake and pocketing profits tax-free or something like that, whatever that is. All right, let's keep going here. BECN, Proto Labs. Well, big down day yesterday. Was that today? I thought it was yesterday. Okay, that is yesterday. Selling something is a technical term. Sometimes it is, Eli. Oh, yeah. CRISPR, AMC, ADS, Restoration Hardware, floundering about. Winnebago, Paycom. Now we get to something interesting. Holding pretty nicely after that large gap up the other day on earnings. Pulling in a little bit, not that much. Not doing too bad there. Auto Home, HCC, NetEase. What's Netties doing? Still choppy. Still chopping around this level. We haven't talked about this in a while. On the weekly, it still looks pretty good. Just kind of moving up. The volume's a little bit low. I'd like it to increase at some point in time. But if you look at the daily, there's quite a few green pops. Unfortunately, most of these are probably... oh, no, this one was a good one. This one was also a good one. The buying just stopped. This one... that was a good one. This one... not so much a good one. But it didn't sell off very far. I will say that about that day. That's kind of a mixed day. That's a neutral day. I won't call that a selling day. So that one's a selling day. Some pretty good days here for Netties. Looks like they have another base here, a flat base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. In terms of his depth, you're looking at about 15%. So that is a flat base for Netties. And yeah, wait for elevated volume to break this out. So this declining volume is nice. You got a first stage base here in Netties, and maybe if the China market gets interesting, you can have a movement out of that. There's no major run up into Netties, which is concerning. Only about 15%. Isn't too bad. It looks like respecting that trend line there so far. That's always healthy. You just saw UBNT, Eli? Yeah, they had earnings. That's what earnings will do, that to you sometimes. So there we go with earnings. Off to the races. A little too extended to get involved now. But a good move in UBNT. Nice little cup with handle right there. You can see it here. On the weekly, it never really fully formed a handle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th week breakout. Probably just a cup. I'm not sure if that would qualify as a handle. It's close. It's marginal. But IBD was saying it was getting ready for a breakout, that it hadn't broken out, so that would not be a handle. Handle would have to be higher. Oops. So gap up without a handle. What you gonna do? Let's see what's not working today. INSG. Breaking that trend line significantly, down 5% right there. Looks like already bouncing off of that 50-day moving average. We'll see if that'll hold up. Bouncing down to this prior high, maybe that'll be its move down. Maybe it'll come back, we'll see. But a break of that line, not super bullish. Grifols. Still choppy. SoFun. Choppy. Twitter. Taking another leg down after disappointing earnings yesterday for whatever reason. Moving lower. Chegg. Also, looks like earnings. No earnings. Just gapping down for fun. Oh, they were downgraded by Citigroup. That means buy. There we go. SoFun, Chegg, NBev. Whoops. I got Carvana instead. MU. Didn't really recover yesterday at all. Looks like today we went higher and we're selling off again. Have this trend line to contend with. We'll see if that holds up or not. So again, as we're in this downtrend here for the market for however long this lasts, you want to see what stocks hold up the best. Very similar to the bear market. What stocks are holding up the best? What stocks are not selling off? Those are the ones you want to really keep an eye on. Ones that are coming down to very natural support areas.
Daddy,
Lulu looks nice. Let's take a look at Lulu. Yes, James.
can you please sign me up for Coach Thomas?
Yeah, we'll talk to Grammy, okay? Because yesterday was Coach Thomas while you were with Grammy. So we'll talk to Grammy. Maybe she can take you on Wednesdays, all right? Okay. Yeah, Lulu does look pretty good there. Earnings are pretty far out. You got almost 2 months for earnings. Nice run up, nice little consolidation, good volume signature. And yeah, we'll see what happens. There's a little bit of a sell-off there. Kind of trading volume a little bit with this candle. So your technical buy area here would be about 152.91 on Lulu. And I don't even know if I'd be mad at taking a position in this one, even given the current market sell-off. LSTR. Did you brush your teeth, James? Go brush your teeth. Do a great job. I don't know anything about this one. LSTR. Let's see. I can't see the earnings. They're covered up by the dividends. Landstar Systems. 77 composite rating, 54 relative strength rating. Provides truckload transportation and logistics services to North America. They're number 2 in their group. Their group ranking, unfortunately, is 163 out of 197. That looks like a double bottom base right there on the weekly. It would be a first stage base. It looks really deep though. Oh, it's really not that deep, 30%. So yeah, that's definitely a double bottom base. Your buy point technically would be here over about the 112 level, over this middle peak. See what you're seeing here is kind of a little mini consolidation. Yeah, I don't know if this so far doesn't qualify as a flat base. You need 5 weeks for a flat base. Obviously, it's going to cover the 15%. It's only down 7.5%. I'm kind of torn on it. It's not my favorite. Technically, it's a little wonky. It's not as good as some. There's your 50-day moving average. No, I'm sorry. That's your 200-day. Okay. That's your 50-day moving average right there. Right there. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if your risk on this is minimal, and if you can have a break even probably of around this 112, then maybe it's worth a shot, but it's pretty premature on a breakout. You have broken this trend line. This is a nice little consolidation after earnings, so that's good. Looks like it beat a little bit, so maybe there's a possibility it gets going. It's been a little weak, though. The relative strength line is pretty low, down at 54, so it's an average performing stock. That doesn't get you super excited about it. Yeah, doesn't mean it doesn't work, though. Every stock can work, doesn't mean it matches all good criteria. I would say this one, it has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 red dots, 13 red dots, counting yellows, 14 red dots, and past 8 is supposed to be a no-go. So it could still work. I mean, stocks that don't meet the less than 8 dot criteria still rally. But do you have a major expectation for this to rally? I don't know. And then how high? How high is another good question here. So you have a line in the sand here at about 117, 118. Maybe try to get it up there. That's still like 15% higher. Probably a little more, a little less, 13. About 13% higher. Not too bad. AMRN, Lilly moving up a little bit more. Lilly with a pretty good day today on that upgrade. I guess it needed a shot in the arm, but hopefully it's not too temporary. AMRN holding nice at 5+%. VMW pretty flat, but holding very nicely up here. Look at those peak closes. My goodness. VMW is just beautiful. If this market gets going, this thing will probably start to rally. Look at that peak. Close at the high, close at the high, close at the high, close at the high, close at the high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 days, maybe 7 closing towards the highs. That is pretty bullish. Couldn't really contain itself coming out of this resistance level there. So VMW looking pretty good after this breakout. Look like it just doesn't want to stop. They keep accumulating this thing. So that's looking excellent. One of the best looking charts in the market right now. We're hawking Team for a while. Team has a very similar shape to it. Couple little bases. Can't contain its excitement. Looks really healthy for continuing runs. There's your sell day, a doji. So, yeah, market's looking pretty good here. At least some of these stocks. VMW holding up super strong. Team super strong. AMRN looking really good today. Lilly trying to make some moves. AMRN or INSG not so much. Not so much. So, all right, guys. Well, I gotta get out of here. Get ready for the power hour. So I'm taking my other kid to daycare. Wants to go see his friends today, so I'm gonna make that happen. But yeah, look for things that look better than worse and look like they're going to break up. Look for nice, tight little consolidations, things that haven't broken down so much like Twitter has. That wouldn't be such a good thing to get involved in. I'm sure you guys know that by now. Micron, little iffy. Maybe try to buy in a pullback if that's your bag. Maybe. Beat had a fake breakout. Yeah, it did. We had one the other day with that we talked about here. Etsy with a nasty fake breakout. That's a nasty one. Look at that. That huge volume that just came straight back down. That's what stops are for right there. All right, guys, have a good day. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys on Monday. Or will I? Yeah, I think Monday's still a go. All right, guys, see you Monday.